What up, world? What up? Yeah, this is Drewize. Come at like this morning. Drewize Topic. What up, YouTube? Um, Topic is I want to talk about again about the Israelite man that was a judge of Israel. That is Samson, and the reason why he got his strength like that, from God. I'm going to talk about the reason why and how he got his strength. Not only because of his hair, you know. Okay, now, some of you, that reads the Holy Bible and read the story in the Old Testament talking about Samson. Now, the angel of God came down to his mother, you know, twice. And the angel told Samson's mother, you will become pregnant and you will carry a child which is going to be a male child, and he'll be a son of you and your husband. Now, he told her this twice, what to do and what to follow as a command, and she obeyed. You know, the angel of the Lord told Samson's mother these instructions: do not eat forbidden food, do not drink alcohol or wine beverages, do not eat grapes, and do not eat raisins. And the kicker is, and the key, do not cut his hair. He is a Nazarite, a Nazarite. Samson, he was a judge of Israel for 20 years, But the reason why he got his strength like that, because of his mother, she obeyed, She obeyed and she was obedient, She listened to the angel of the Lord, commanded her to do. She obeyed, She did not drink no wine or alcohol beverages while she was carrying Samson. She did not eat forbidden food while she was carrying Samson. She did not eat no grapes, and she did not eat no raisins while she was carrying Samson, And when Samson was born, into the world at that time, back in biblical times when he was born, she did not cut his hair at all, So you gotta look at it. Some people say he got his strength because his hair and blah blah. You gotta look deeper in that. You gotta look deeper into that. His mother, Samson's mother, she obeyed, and she followed the instructions. Her husband made sure of that. Samson's father, he made sure that she followed the instructions and obeyed, So I kind of go by that rule, but I'm not Samson at all, And I go by that, the way that I have long hair, and I don't eat grapes or raisins, I don't eat forbidden food, and I do not drink, alcohol, wine, or any beverage anymore, So when I do my lifting and hoisting and do repetition, I feel like I'm strong, Not like Samson, not like that, but I feel like I'm strong because, back in them times, in biblical times, they were closer to perfection. And since I'm in this type of time frame of modern time, I'm drifted way and deep into imperfection. Because I ask God when I pray. I pray over my food or when I'm about to go to sleep and things like that. I pray more than 5 times a day. More. More than 5, more than 3. I pray more, at least like 6 or 7, while, preparing things or ask a certain thing to the I am, that is Jehovah, I I ask him, strength and things like that. So I'm discovering, since I go by that Israelite law, I feel like I'm strong. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but just like I told this woman that she was braiding my hair, and she was like, well, you should get your ends clipped. I said, no, I'm not getting my ends clipped because I go by this law now of the Israelites, in the Old Testament, and it said um, they're not permitted to cut their hair, you know. So I explained to her, what I'm saying, and she see it that way. Honest, when they want you to cut your ends, they want more money anyways from you. Saying your hair will grow, whatever. Well, your hair will grow regardless if you don't cut your ends or not, you know. So, yeah, that's the reason why Samson got his strength like that, because of his mother. She obeyed the angel of the Lord. She followed the instructions, and she listened very carefully, even though she was frightened, the second time when she seen him, the angel, and she ran and told her husband that some man told me this and this and that I'm gonna give birth to a child, a male child, and he will be the judge and savior of the Israelites. So she got scared, stuff like that. So the husband confronted the angel, and the angel said, yes, I have told her this, which is true. So Samson's downfall was he told a no good woman his secret. His secret was that God grace, God's I say God's power, God's grace and power and things like that was upon Samson. But when Samson told his secret, the enemies conquered Samson temporarily, So, yeah, but that's what I think. If you look at it, people that go to church or go to Kingdom Hall or go to the mosque or go to the mass or go to the Methodist church or whatever type of church you go to, you got to look at that, not because he get his strength because of his hair, but look at it how his mother, she obeyed and she followed what the angel of the Lord said to do. The angel of the Lord said to her twice, do not eat forbidden food, do not drink no wine or no alcoholic beverages at all, and do not eat no grapes or raisins, and you shall not cut his hair. She followed every commandment that the angel of God told her. You know what I'm saying? That's how he got his strength, and that's how the grace of the power of God was upon Samson. But Samson's downfall was he was getting with women that was no good at all. He was attracted to women that was into paganism and stuff like that. He was attracted to women, like Delilah, and he went over he spent the night over some prostitute's house, whatever. 9 times out of 10, he probably done something with that prostitute, you know what I'm saying? But back then, them times, in biblical times, it was safer. You had to worry about no diseases or no infections and stuff like that you catch, like whatever. It was safer. So, yeah. But just look at that. People of religion and followers of Christ and believes in God, and just look at that, Just look at that. So, yeah, because I'm inspired. When I read that, it was like 1 to 20 chapters talking about Samson, something like that, in the Old Testament, in the book of Judges, because it don't really go further and furthermore, like Moses and Jesus and stuff like that. tell furthermore information. But with how he went out, he died by pushing them pillars and killing lots and lots of Philistines. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm inspired by the man Samson, because he was a man that was of strength, you know, that no man had. You know, he was a man of strength, and he was a Nazarite. You know, he was birth of a Nazarite. So yeah, I'm inspired by that man Samson, and I'm also inspired by the man, the wise teacher. You know what I'm saying? The wise teacher, the young teacher. You know what I'm saying? Counselor and healer and demon um, cast out exorcists, and he performed miracles and stuff like that. I'm inspired by him too. That is Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and things like that. The Son of Man. So, yeah. Drewize Topics. I am Drewize. You can post a comment about what I just said if you like to. If you like to. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all have a nice morning. Good morning to you, the ones that getting up. And I am Drewize. Peace.